The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Prof. Nentawe Yilwatda Gashwe, on Monday said the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is steadily transforming Nigeria into a nation that exports digital skills like crude oil, empowering citizens to become creators and not just consumers of technology. Prof. Gashwa made the statement during the graduation ceremony of 35 Nigerian youth who completed a digital training program co-organized by the Ministry and the Digital Bridge Institute (DBI), held at DBI's headquarters in Abuja. In his remarks, DBI President and CEO David Dassa underscored the urgent need to equip Nigerian youths with income-generating digital skills, warning that the country cannot achieve a meaningful development without investing in youth training and upskilling for wealth creation. And delivering the keynote address at the event themed Skills for Empowerment, the minister stressed that the global economy is increasingly driven by data, coded systems, and creativity, noting that digital skills form the backbone of economic power worldwide. The Minister of State for Works, Mohammed Bello Goroyo, on Monday said the federal government requires about 880 billion naira annually to maintain all federal roads across the country. Goroyo made the disclosure during an investigative hearing organized by the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on the implementation and remittance of the 5% user charge for road maintenance under the Federal Road Maintenance Agency (FEMA). And also speaking at the hearing, FEMA Managing Director Chukwemeka Agbasi revealed that the road user charge deduction from the pump price of petrol and diesel has never been implemented. He said that the defunct Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency and its successor, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, failed to enforce the policy. Goroyo noted that poor funding remains the biggest challenge facing Nigerians' road infrastructure.
The very important investigative hearing is that the 10th Assembly is very much alive to their responsibility of providing good legislations and making sure that they exercise their oversight function, particularly in line with Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. And you can see that the proceedings on the investigative hearing has just started, and two agencies, the FEMA and agency in charge of petroleum, has also made a presentation. What I'm envisaging is that at the end of the ad hoc committee hearing, there will be a way forward for FEMA and other agencies that are performing the functions of FEMA at the state level, that is the 36 states, to be able to access their 40% of FEMA in line with Section 14H of the FEMA Act 2007, and of course the 60% that's supposed to go to the states agencies. You see, I always tell people that the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has come with a renewed hope to better the lives of Nigerians. You see, more than ever before, we are having a lot of collaboration with this very important arm of government, that is the legislature. working hand in hand to ensure that we deliver Nigeria towards prosperity and progress. FEMA is supposed to have a budget of at least 880 billion naira annually to execute the road maintenance of almost 36,000 kilometers of roads nationwide. But the budget cannot fund FEMA activities, FEMA projects, so to speak, because if you look at the amount of funds that is coming in budgetary allocations, we cannot say that we'll all give it to FEMA to maintain roads. That was why the National Assembly, as at that time in 2007, enacted this legislation.
So our prayer, sir, is for us to fully realize the 5% charge and its benefits. The committee is invited to note and consider a multi-pronged approach. And this will include amendment of the FEMA Act 2007 to include clear and mandatory provisions for the collection and administration and auditing of the 5% user charge. Secondly, there's a need to create a road fund account for FEMA. This account will be a dedicated account for road maintenance with statutory protection, ensuring that funds cannot be diverted or delayed by the Ministry of Finance or CBN. Thirdly, there's also a need for stakeholder engagement and public education. Launch awareness campaigns to explain the rationale and benefits of the charge, which could help gain public support and reduce resistance. Also, there is need to synchronize with subsidy removal framework. Now that the first subsidies are being phased out, the user charge can be transparently built into the pricing structure with public accountability. Lastly, full enforcement of the existing FEMA Act. The federal government can mandate the deduction and remittance of 5% charge through legislative and executive enforcement. By addressing these areas, Nigeria can develop a sustainable and efficient road infrastructure system that supports economic growth and improves the quality of life for its citizens. In concluding, the 5% charge on petroleum products, as outlined in the FEMA Amendment Act of 2007, remains a critical but yet to be utilized policy tool for addressing Nigeria's road infrastructure crisis. Its full and transparent implementation offers sustainable pathway to reversing the alarming state of the Nigerian roads, boosting economic performance, and
infrastructure in many parts of the world is not funded from budget. It's from such laws like the FEMA Act, from toll gates and all that, not budgetary provisions. And it's our goal to achieve that for our country. So that when we have left this earth, when somebody says, your father or your grandfather was in the 10th assembly, what did they achieve? This will be one of the achievements that will be mentioned. So we want to say it's not an attempt to wish on to anybody. And we believe very strongly that this provision of the law can be best implemented during this time of deregulation. This is the best time to do it. And as oil prices begin to move in the international market, those who are in the oil industry in Nigeria must obey the law. Without the legislature, there will be no democracy. It could become a military or a dictatorship or a monarchy. The legislature is what makes it a democracy.
Absolutely.
And we in the 10th House of Representatives, we are poised to ensure that we perform our oversight duties and the law we make is obeyed for the benefit of Nigerians. We want to see the state of our roads get better. So we call on all stakeholders to please join hands with us. We are not winch-hunting anybody. We are not trying to do harm to anybody. We are not trying to do anything wrong. But we are going to insist on the law being obeyed. One of the differences between our country and some other nations is obedience to law. When you travel, even in Africa, you will find that it's the same human beings that are here, that are everywhere. The difference is whether the laws are obeyed.